But then we talk about the villains were in that movie, and I said, oh yeah, it was Catwoman and it was Penguin, and she literally goes into a freak out. Apparently, Hope is crazy. I mean, we're talking clenched fist, freaking out, Penguin paranoia.
Because, I mean, like, to me, I mean, I'm a little bit younger than Chrissy, just by a couple years.
Smidge.
But, like, for me, the Michelle Pfeiffer Catwoman is the OG. I'm not dissing any of the older ones. I can appreciate them, but for me, growing up, that initially was my first Catwoman, you know, and the Penguin, God, that is a thing nightmares are made of.
She's even tensing up right now as she's saying it.
It's just like, as a young child, obviously you know movies are fake, your parents tell you that, but it's like, you go to bed at night and you think the Penguin's little grimy, gross, two-fingered claw things are going to come scratch you like the leprechaun, which I also have a huge problem with. I mean, like,
so
Danny DeVito, not terrifying in real life. Like, seems like a lovable, like, he seems like a lovable dude. But in this movie, I mean, I didn't know better. Till today, when I see that, I'm like, I'm just creeped out.
It is the funniest reaction. I don't think I've ever seen
I am a little, like, I'm talking about it, and I'm, like, uncomfortable.
No, you're very uncomfortable. Your body language has shifted dramatically. She went from sitting back really kind of mellow to she's sitting very tensely upright. She's got her hands tucked between her thighs. She is, like, freaked out, absolutely out of her mind over it.
I think he's a creepy character.
Danny DeVito
he nailed it, I guess, right?
Well, yeah, he sold the image, I guess, for you. I wasn't as terrified of him. My paranoia goes the other direction, I guess. My fear base is a little different direction. Because today we saw a clown. Well, Hope saw something else. I saw a clown and completely shut down for about 2 minutes.
Yeah, I saw bad cosplay is what I saw.
Bad cosplay this year?
It's unfortunately
been everywhere.
I mean, Chrissy knows this. I'm a huge Halloween person, so I can totally appreciate people that put a lot of effort into their cosplay, costumes. I don't know. I guess because we're at a con, cosplay is the correct term. And I've always been one that if I'm going to dress up for Halloween, I go all out. Like, I will go to the ends of the earth to make sure a costume is as close as possible to what it should be. Whether it's a movie character that's, like, obviously human, live action, or if it's a cartoon character. And for me, when I see a cosplay that's kind of half-assed, it makes me mad, because it's like, why did you go through the effort of even trying to do it if you weren't going to go all the way?
I think the thing, too, for us, and I agree with that 100%. I mean, we've seen some really bad stuff today, which I always hate to say, because you don't want to ever make somebody feel like their effort, if it's done, look at this. Oh, my gosh, I cannot wait to share it. By the way, we are going to be sharing photos of the cosplay contest tonight on Quinn Pop, so you can find that on our Instagram and on the website, but we will also probably sneak a couple into the Boozy Betties Instagram.
Oh, for sure.
For sure. So if you're not following us on Quinn Pop, you probably should, because we do a lot of content there that is going to show a lot of cons that we attend. But I wanted to go back to the cosplay, because I think for us, we've been really spoiled. We have, from the beginning with Quinn, we've worked with some really exceptional cosplayers.
Oh, hands down.
The first girls that we had were the Chicago Bombshells, and honestly, they were really, really together with their stuff. They do group cosplay. They do a lot of themed.
Yes.
But they do a lot of separate stuff, too, on their own. They're just really talented.
Super creative.
Yeah. And then we worked with Romanova Rose, who actually was in the cosplay contest, was it last year or 2 years ago?
Yeah, so was one of the Bombshells.
Yeah, Ginger was.
Yeah.
So we've just been fortunate, and I think we've gotten spoiled by the fact that in our month-to-month basis with Quinn, we work with really top-notch cosplayers, and we interview them, and we get to know them, and we get to see their cosplay, that when you see cosplay that isn't so great, you're almost disappointed.
Like, do people put on this cosplay that's not very good and think, oh wow, I look great. And they must. And I mean, I'm not trying to jab at anybody, but it's kind of like, if you're going to go and do it, then do it. I guess I'm very passionate about it.
I think, though, that's the catch, right? I think it's like with anything. If you're really passionate about something, no matter what it is, you go all out. And if you're just coming to have a good time and you don't really care, like for you, it's just, hey, I'm going to put on a costume because I'm going to con. To C2E2 or any con, for that matter. I guess that's probably where it comes in, that people just don't think about it it has to be top notch.
Yeah.
In all honesty, if you hadn't gone, and I guess this is where that standpoint comes in that I kind of give a little tiny bit of slack, is if you go to a con and you've never been to one before and somebody says, hey, I'm going to Comic-Con, do you want to dress up? I don't know that you would even know that
True.
It should be so top notch. And it shouldn't be. People should have fun. If you're having fun,
agreed.
At the end of the day, that's really the value add, right?
Yeah. I guess I'm just spoiled.
We're spoiled.
I'll admit it. Maybe everyone says, you're your own worst critic, right? And for me, I've always been the person to do it all the way. So I'll agree, and I'll say, if you don't know better, it's ignorance is bliss, right?
That's exactly it.
So I'll agree. Maybe I'm being a little harsh, but
I think it's just the bias, because we do, like I said, we have worked with for the past 3+ years to when we started to do cosplay interviews. We've worked with some really top-notch people. Mm-hmm. Bethany Maddock is another one too, that she is now an MK influencer, and she was one of our. As a matter of fact, I want to say she was our very first cosplayer of the month ever.
Oh, cool!
And I mean, like, you think about it, it's just a high level that we've worked with. So of course we have a little bit different of a look on it. I agree. This year has been rough to look at.
It has. It's
been rough. But, again, I go back to this. As long as they're having fun, who cares, man?
Yeah, true.
Who cares?
I can appreciate little kid costumes as well.
Oh, the kids
have been really
this
cute.
Year. There have been a lot of kids at this con.
Yeah, but we talked about it.
I'm surprised, because usually that's a Sunday thing.
We talked about this earlier on in the day, but I think this has been the busiest. And I'll preface this with saying that this is my third C2E2.
Your third.
Hands down.
5th and my 7th.
Yeah.
Yikes.
I would say for me, this has been by far the busiest Saturday C2E2 that I've been to in the 3 years. It's massive and it's crowded, but like more crowded than it usually is.
Even when we got to this one today, I mean, it was already packed when we got here.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
I've never seen it that busy on a Saturday, so.
And you would know better than I would, because you've been coming for 7 years.
Yeah, I think it's weird to see, because usually Saturdays, not to say they're not busy, but it just seems way busier than it's ever been.
Definitely.
That's good for them, though. It's not a bad thing, but it's just been a little bit, like, there were some aisles, especially when we got in Artist Alley, that it was just a struggle to get through. But I don't know. I did all right. What about you? So what other things did you do? What'd you buy? What'd you get?
Well, I mean, usually Artist Alley is a big deal for me. I enjoy it. I like looking at other people's work. Just as an artist myself, I feel like I'm bashing this place this year, and I'm that's really not what I'm trying to do.
I'm like, God, this is turning into a really I'm really
not. I would just say that Artist Alley was good, but it left more to be desired. I did buy some unique pieces today. Chrissy mentioned that this whole Catwoman thing, there's an artist, Annie Wu, that I had found through Instagram digging. You get into like a black hole of Instagramming where you keep looking and you keep, clicking on profiles and all sorts of stuff. And I found her that way. And I didn't even realize that she was going to be an Artist Alley. So I bought 2 of her prints, Catwoman being one of them. The other one is Morticia, because I love Morticia. And I really can appreciate her artwork. And I was really excited because it was a pleasant surprise. And then I also bought another piece, and forgive me, I don't know the artist's name off the top of my head right now, but his work was also very good. It's more of an illustrative style, and I bought a pin as well. I also bought a pizza pin because I am obsessed with pizza.
Oh yeah, you are.
Couldn't pass it up. It was a pizza cake pin, like a pizza cake.
So what you should probably do, because otherwise this is descriptive without image, I think what we should do is that have you take a photo of your stuff and post it on the Boozy Betties Instagram.
Definitely.
And then this way everybody will know what you're talking about, because I was just thinking, man, the description is really hard to sell how awesome. That pin is great.
Yeah, I will definitely
And then we
post
can
all
also
the swag.
tag the artists and the vendors, because their stuff is really good.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
do that. We'll post that up later on today, and by the time this podcast comes out, it'll be a couple days past C2E2.
So you can reference it.
So yeah, then you can go back and look at what we're talking about, and it won't sound so crazy and discombobulated.
Yeah.
I also had a buy experience today that was really great. I went through, when we first got there, we kind of we always start and we snake our way through the cons. We start at the first row and we work our way around. And in the first row, I very rarely get grabbed by comic vendors or vendors, period. I like to kind of wander up and shop at will and decide if I really want to go up and, see their stuff. But this guy grabbed my attention, and I figured, the day just started. Let me give him the attention. Give him a little bit of, time, right? But what was great was he started to walk me through the comic, and it was good. It was really good, and he had some quality jokes, which made it better.
Yeah. Not too corny.
Yeah, no. But one of the jokes is the comic is 2 pages. She literally dies, and then there's 36 pages of blank paper, and he has a comic that actually looks like that, which we'll also post on the Instagram. But it was just the funniest thing, and he hooked me with it because I thought that is fantastic. But he also had original art.
Yes.
And there was a piece that I fell in love with the second I saw it, and we went through the entire con, and I don't even think I paid as much attention in Artist Alley because I think I already knew I was coming back to buy.
It's one of those things that's like, when it's meant to be, it's meant to be.
Yeah.
It was waiting for you.
It was. And I came back and I was just like, please let it be there. And the guys are IB Comics. So I as in Ice, B as in Berg.
Yeah.
Comics.
Oh, God.
I was like, how do I do it? That one works, though. But it is really, really cool. I will post it up as well. And the comic is Grace. And they have 6 issues out so far. Honestly, though, it is just gorgeous, and I'm so happy because I was really afraid when we got back it would be gone, and I would have been so heartbroken. And the fact that somebody almost bought it before me and decided to do the same, let me go walk around and take a look first, thank God.
Yeah.
Because I ended up taking that home, and it's an original piece. There isn't another one like it.
And I think what makes it even better is that these guys are super down to earth.
Oh, yeah, they're really great.
Really great, personable people.
They do a podcast. They go to cons, and that's how they're pretty much selling their comic, and they were genuine. I loved them. I thought they were so great. They were probably, if I had to pick right now my highlight of the con prior to the cosplay contest, because I'm always pretty wowed at that, but I would say those 2 guys were my highlight of the con.
The conversation was great, too.
Aside from your Sploogapalooza.
Oh, God.
That might actually be in the top 5 things that happened at C2E2. But yeah, that was mine. So I would say if I were to walk out and that's what I took away from it, I'm all right. It ended up pretty good. Anything else?
I think that's it.
I think that's it.
We still have some other.
Yeah, we do have a few things to do around here, and we want to get downstairs because the C2E2 cosplay World Championship contest. If you don't get in line like 2 hours before, you're sitting outside of it essentially. So we're going to try to get close so we can get some good photos, and we'll share those on Quinn Pop because they're a little more Quinn Poppy. I think that's going to be it for today. We're going to have a kind of short one just because, frankly, we're live and the audio isn't all that great, and we were just going to cover today for the most part. I did try a drink, though. I made this drink last night. I was going to toss that in.
Okay.
It was a Bee's Knees. And when I first took the drink, so I made it myself, which may have been part of the problem. But when I first took a sip of it, all I could think of was honey cough drops. Like, it was the